Hey preppers, this is the Homestead Prepper. I want to talk with y'all about subversion tactics. And no, that's not how to protect our home in the SHTF. Subversion, what is subversion? It's an attempt to transform or change an established social order, power, authority of government, something like that. You want to create some type of change. Like if someone were to come out and say, change that we can believe in. If you wanted to take over a sovereign country, what kind of tactics would you employ? Well, you'd probably want to cut the underpinnings of the country out from underneath itself. That way you can, when you do send your troops in there, it'll all be messed up and you could just walk all over everything. But probably the first thing you would do is you try to take over the monetary aspects of the country. The golden rule. He who has the gold rules. And that is so true. You'd probably also want to destroy the currency of that country so you can bring in your own. You'd probably also want to borrow massive amounts of money to collapse the economy and the money of a nation. I ask y'all a question. Why would the richest nation on the face of the earth, America, want to become the most heavily indebted nation on the earth? I mean, that would be like me reading in the newspaper that Bill Gates got in debt for $500 billion. And yeah, I know he's not the richest guy anymore, but that's absurd. Okay, another thing you'd probably want to do is you'd want to buy up every major newspaper, network, television, movie show, everything you could so you could spread your communist agenda to the weak-minded. Now, you'll hear them out there and they'll say something, and some people will see right through their lies like a dirty window. However, a lot of people, they believe whatever is told to them, because Tom Brokaw or Katie Couric told them. And the reason for that is that these people are not independent thinkers. And whatever they hear in their head, they repeat it, they don't think about it. Now, an independent thinker is someone who will analyze whatever they hear, they'll do their research, and they'll think about what I'm talking about here, especially about subversion. The people who haven't woken up yet and the dummies, they will automatically say that what I'm saying is bunk, because after all, if it were true, then it would have been told to them on the TV. They would have heard about it somewhere. The media, the powers that control the media know that there are many, many mindless people out there and very few thinkers. So that's a plus for them. Another thing you would probably want to do in subversion tactics is you'd want to set the people against each other. Through race, class warfare, money, politics, carbon footprint, whatever you could throw at them to get people incited. You'd probably all want to demonize and demoralize American cultural values. What you want to do is change the popular mindset of America. And like one thing is you hear talk out there that capitalism is bad. Capitalism is awful. Capitalism is what made this country the richest country in the world. Well, that and freedom and hard work. But you got jerk-offs like Michael Moore out there who fly around in his private jet and give speeches that capitalism is bad. But that's how he made his money, and he made a lot of money through capitalism. And for him to say that, I think that Michael Moore is a hypocritical, fat piece of defecation, and he's also a subversion agent. So is Hillary, Pelosi. There's a bunch of them out there. Another thing, if you were going to do some subversion, is you'd probably want to get rid of God out of all of our lives. The president, reads the Declaration of Independence and he leaves the word creator out from it. Why did he leave it out? MSNBC does the U.S. Open the other day, and they have the Pledge of Allegiance, and they leave out one nation under God, indivisible by liberty and justice for all, and they claim it was an accident. Well, it was no accident. How do you leave that out? Another thing that you will never see is when the president gives a speech, you'll never ever see the words right above his head. When the president is sitting there and you see Biden and you see Boehner, right above his head are the words, "In God we trust." And you will not see those on any of the major networks, not even Fox. Why? Because they're trying to get it out of our lives. Okay, well that's enough, about that. What we want to talk about now is who is the real enemy, and why would somebody want to use subversion in the United States? Okay, well, the reason is control. And what you've got is you've got some well-funded control freaks out there, and what they want to do is take over every aspect of my life and your life. Everything controlled. Everything we do, and then, of course, we have to pay for everything we want to do too. And it's just going to be slavery. That's what it boils down to. So, but back to who is the real enemy? Well, whoever has the most money. It's not the politicians. It's the people who tell the politicians what to do. And it's my opinion, but our real enemy starts with the Federal Reserve. More specifically, the people of the Federal Reserve. How do they control our money supply, set interest rates, and all that? And they're not affiliated with our government. They're just some outside bank. And I believe it was Jefferson who said that a bank like that could do more damage to a country than any standing army, and I think he was right. So who else is an enemy is the people on the networks, because the networks all have a left-wing agenda, it seems. Most of them do. And those people influence weak minds. If they repeat a lie often enough, people believe it. So if y'all hear anything out there, even videos on YouTube, don't take them at face value. Do your own research. Check out the facts. Another enemy to us is NATO. They want to disarm us. And, Hillary signed something, I don't know, last year or whenever it was, to the effect of that we would be disarmed. And if you disarm America, then these control freaks and the communists or whoever is going to come in here and they're going to take us over. And it's going to be a lot less effort for them if they can do that. So I've got a copy here of the Declaration of Independence, and I won't bore you with everything it says in there. Y'all should all read it. But basically, you think that they pass a bill like for example, health care. Whether you're for it or against it. I personally, I'm against it in its current form. But you think you can't do anything. The president signed it, Congress, and then it's going to go to the Supreme Court, and they may say it's fine. But really, the power lies with us, the people. If enough of us get together, we can overturn anything that the government does if we all stick together. So that's what I wanted to leave you with here on this 4th of July weekend. Also, I want to bring up one more thing. Is what are you going to do if the banks close, all the ATMs and credit cards are suspended, and everything just comes to a grinding halt? Well, I hope you've got some stuff to back you up to see you through some hard times. The government could do something like that, and then what are you going to do? You're going to go rob from anyone you can just to get by? Are you going to attack your fellow man for his food? Well, I say to you that we attack the real problem, and it's not our fellow man, friends, or neighbors. It is the real enemy who is doing these subversion tactics on the United States. Happy 4th of July. Homestead Prepper out.